Greetings, gentle viewers.
And howdy howdy.
Off we go to face the end. We're expecting something big. What we've seen isn't really the Trail's plot twist. But we're not that far off. Let's do it. Speaking of doing it, we're the Bittersweet Gamers.
I don't really like that. But I'm squared.
I'm the Opinionator! Here, this is a blind spot from the entrance. Yeah, this'll do. Now, to expand the teleportation circle. Are you ready, like, for realsies? Let's do this.
Ah! So this is a teleportation circle.
Alright, here we go. What it inevitably seems to be moving towards, us rescuing Ash, also inevitably means, like, the formal declaration of war between, essentially, the good guys in Erebonia and the bad guys, to put it in a very simplistic manner.
Right?
But still, there's got to be something more.
Wait, is this?
The cemetery, eh? Himmel Cemetery. We were transported all the way here in an instant.
Breen!
You guys!
It's everyone from the old Class 7. I'm glad you made it out. Good work, Celine.
Moving in small groups will undoubtedly not catch anybody's attention.
Because you know that Osborne and Lecter and Rufus aren't keeping an eye on these people.
Well, that may be. I'm not even sure that those three people are entirely on the same side.
It was nothing.
Oh, so you all came with him.
That's right.
We may slow you down a little, however.
Not at all. It will be a relief to have you with us.
So everyone's going?
No, come on.
I mean, the final equipment that was available was largely only for Class 7. Don't give us this giant mob of folks here at the end.
No, old Class 7 must have to do something distractionary or handle something else while we go in to actually see Ash.
Yeah. Like, if this is supposed to be the story of Instructor Reen and his Class 7, then this needs to be our story here at the end.
Right.
Never mind the fact that I'd gladly use old Class 7 and sort of swap them out instead, but it's like, they've had 2 games, and they're gonna be really big in the next one, and that's awesome, but let's let new Class 7 have this one at the end.
All this concerns you guys just as much as it does us.
So I hope you're right.
Milliam isn't with you after all.
Yes, she rushed off this morning, and I haven't been able to contact her since. What in the world could she be doing at a time like this?
When she called you, it seemed like she was worried about Allie, right?
Yeah, something's definitely going on. We'll just have to leave it to Milliam for now.
Yes.
I'm worried, but I'm sure she'll be fine.
Like we said over the phone, there are some people we need to introduce you to.
Ah, yes, the people. If it's not the Gralsritter or somebody from the Gralsritter, I wouldn't know who it's going to be.
Right? We'll be meeting them at Heimdall Cathedral.
So I say.
Oh, the cathedral?
If we're going into the city, won't we need to change out of our uniforms?
That's right. We'll be spotted in an instant if we walk in there wearing these.
What if we use the underground passages? That would get us to the racecourse.
Unfortunately, we can't go that way. The Heimdall military police are all over those tunnels investigating. That's where all the spies were hiding out, so we probably don't want to get caught there. With this many people, we're going to stick out no matter where we go.
Uh-huh.
No, it'll be okay. Let's just head straight to the southern gate so I can hypnotize people.
Exactly.
They have a checkpoint set up there, but we'll be able to get through.
Gonna do this again.
That's right. I'll be able to help too.
I suppose you can, can't you?
Are you planning to use one of your spells to get us through, Emma?
Emma, I understand, but you too, Gaius? Is he?
I'm not a witch, if that's what you mean.
All right, we'll leave that to you two. Let's all head to the southern gate.
Roger!
Class 7, let's move out. Yes.
Glad that's finally decided. Let's get on with it.
I've got some orbital bikes ready for us. In addition, I've brought some horses should we need them. Let's move in a small group and not attract attention.
Such as with the loud motorcycle or horses.
Or both.
Just don't put him in the party, come on.
Huh.
Oh, yeah?
You see something too, huh, Jean the cat?
Meow.
It's been a while since we were all gathered here, but I never thought we'd meet here again like this. Yes, I can't even fathom what's going on. There's no way he's simply acting.
Yeah, he wouldn't joke about something like that. If anything, it seems like he's lost his memories.
It seems to be the case. Perhaps it's not that he doesn't remember. We may need to consider the possibility he's being controlled somehow.
Well, I'm not so sure that's possible. There's no doubt we were there for his final moments. You guys...
I can only imagine how they must feel. We still don't know anything for certain, but if he's not here, then there's only one thing we can do. Find him and uncover the truth, together as Class 7.
Yep, if we don't know, then we just need to find out. We'll rip that mask off his face next time we see him. But before we can do that, we should deal with whatever's happening in the city now.
At least as much as we can.
I'm sure once we do that, a way to him will open up. I agree. There's no doubt he has some affiliation with the gnomes.
I'm glad to see our goals lining up so nice and neatly.
I'll go with you guys. After all, I am Class 7's former instructor.
Resolve like this is just what I expect from our instructor and his classmates.
We can't let them show us up, wouldn't you agree? Yeah, we need to do the same for Ash. Let's get moving, instructor. We've got one more special ops mission to take care of.
You're right. Everyone, lend me your strength.
That was a nice scene.
Yeah.
Oh, the sky is making me uneasy.
Yeah.
It's as though it's foreshadowing the worst of what's to come.
The spirit veins are a mess too.
Huh. Well, I guess there's a good enough reason to look at your map, then.
Huh. A gold sculpture?
What's it hanging from?
What is happening?
Okay, well, let's go get it.
Oh, it looks strong. Watch out.
That spider has a human head.
What a passionate foe.
What's up with this music?
Strike! An opening!
How?
It's down!
Keep it up!
Not today! My turn!
Man, Kurt's just not gonna let up on this thing.
David, pay attention to the fight.
What? No!
Strike!
Yeah, I don't know about 5 BP. Let's just use the old standby.
Sledgehammer!
Spirit unification! Arcane Gale!
Take this! Don't look at me like that. Pow!
Got it!
Strike! Windblade formation! Strike! 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 It's down!
Keep it up!
So what do you suppose this is about?
It's my turn!
Well, it kind of looks like a fiend, doesn't it?
Well, that makes sense. No higher elements.
That's true. So maybe it's a cryptid.
Well, no, there's no higher elements. I just mean, why is this here and what's going on? It's just a big old monster here for no reason.
Maybe there isn't a reason, but doesn't that seem weird that they would just throw a monster out like this?
My turn! Strike!
Basically a pinata at this point.
Healing strike! It's down!
Yeah, I don't really know what the point was.
It's down!
Okay, see ya.
Keep it up!
Bye, weird monster.
You're quite the shot.
I'll do my best to support you.
We're gonna walk right on in.
Yep.
Heimdall military police checkpoint?
Security is really high.
Everyone came through here to get to the cemetery, right? Yeah, we said we were going to visit a grave, and we weren't lying for what it's worth.
That's true. But wouldn't it seem suspicious if we went too? Don't sweat it. Just act normal. Let's go.
Stop! Oh, I remember you from earlier. Haven't your numbers increased? Who are they? Their outfits. Almost like they're Thor's Military Academy branch campus students.
As expected. Thank you for your service. By the way, I'd like you to take a look at this.
We're not the military cadets you were looking for? What?
I'm going to call it Gralsritter badge.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Silver gleam of knowledge and shining jade winds. Let your opposed powers be as a gale across the skies of their souls.
We've seen this a few times. Oh, okay.
What?
That's...
We are acting on orders for our mission. The students of the branch campus are accompanying us for this mission. There is nothing strange about us being here.
These are not the droids you're looking for.
Yeah,
like
Please inform the other members of the military police to allow us to pass, should they see us.
Also, I'll devour your soul if you argue. A mission.
Nothing unusual about that at all.
You understood. You may pass through.
I will notify the other patrol squads. Thank you. Now if you will excuse us. Well, that was easy. I don't even know what happened.
The transportation spell was amazing, but I thought that Emma was going to kill me.
That spell of hers was something else. But is it just me? Or is there something more to it? There sure is.
If that information is shared, the hypnosis will spread to each recipient.
Oh my god!
Wouldn't that put all the military police under your spell? This is far more powerful than what you could do during the Civil War. She really is turning into a mini Vita.
Right?
It was Gaius's spell that made all this possible, right?
Gaius's spell? He did something with that metal-looking thing. Could it be? Well, in any case, let's head to the capital. No need to dwell on it right now.
She knows what's going on. We'll be able to clear everything up over there, right?
Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm not at liberty to explain, so I'll take you to someone who is. Oh, the tramp came at the perfect time.
All right, let's get on. From what I've heard, things have been pretty hectic here in the city.
Yeah, ever since that speech, the mood's turned pretty dark. I heard my dad and the whole 4th Armored Division have been stationed here.
The Courageous has resumed its patrol flight starting this morning. In addition to my father, it seems Prince Oliver and Toval have been summoned as well.
My dad objected to the new bill, but I heard he was completely shut down.
At a time like this, it's just, if it were true, and there weren't any reason to think that there was something funny going on, it would be a reasonable thing.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not total war.
Right. Sounds like they've already started bending the Imperial Chronicle to their whims. Isn't that a blunt assessment indeed? I was told they were reinstating the ban on the Bracer Guild, too.
What ridiculous! Just jerking them back and forth?
There were notifications the west and east branches would be reclosed. I knew this had happened sooner or later. Didn't expect it to be this sooner, though. The whole thing with His Majesty aside, it seems like they saw everything coming from a Selge away.
Huh? Really? They were prepared for this? Yeah, and they've gone so far as to spin yesterday's incident to suit their needs. The Blood and Iron Chancellor. Of course, my brother is lending his aid as well.
Well, let's not forget about him.
Prince Cedric too, most likely.
Kurt.
Perhaps you should pay your home a visit. I saw Aurier at the training area this morning. She seemed quite worried about you. I see. However, I can't allow myself to leave during a time like this.
A time like this is exactly when you should go visit.
Agreed. You should let them know you were able to make it into Heimdall.
What about you, Instructor? You haven't gotten in touch with Alisa yet, right? If we're headed to Sankt anyway, you may as well go see her.
Yeah, I think I'll do just that. Still, running to and fro all over Heimdall, this doesn't seem like the right time for it.
Can they really afford to do that? Alisa? What's wrong?
Oh, it's nothing. I've just been thinking about a few things I'd rather not talk about. I was just thinking back to when Sharon left the hotel this morning.
Oh no.
She left?
Was she meeting with Chairman Arena?
No, I don't feel like that was it. The more I think about it, the more something feels off.
Oh, is she gonna be activated now?
I've been swearing for 3 games straight this was gonna happen.
And one of the opening screens when you start up the game has changed to show all of Ouroboros with Sharon in the middle.
That's true. Well, not all of Ouroboros, but a few members. It's just, like I said before, even if she wants to leave, she could have just done what other members have done who have left.
Right!
Which is leave.
Yeah, they let you leave.
They may not be happy about it, but if you're not a Ouroboros, then you're not a Ouroboros.
Yeah!
Maybe they'll hunt you down and kill you or something, but Sharon's never, ever revoked her membership. Never said to anyone else that she would.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm probably just overthinking things. That was a while ago, so she's probably back at the hotel now.
The hotel's in the Sankt District too, right? Maybe we can check while we're there.
The next stop is Heimdall Central Station. Heimdall Central Station. Please make sure you have all your belongings before exiting the tram.
Anyway, let's get moving. We've still got a little time before we're all meeting up, right?
That's right. They told us we have time to finish our errands before we go. As long as we make it to the cathedral not much later than noon, we should be fine.
Okay, then let's check the situation at the capital first. We can make our rounds. Yeah! And get acquainted with everyone.
Oh, good. Just what we always wanted.
We should inform the others of our plan.
Yeah, good idea. I'm sure they'd be surprised to hear we'd gone off without telling them.
I can go back to the camp?
What?
Huh. Word travels fast.
And so do we!
First up, let's pay a visit to the Bracer Guild.
Oh, Patrick and Alan. I expected Agate.
So that's it then. I had my suspicions, but damn.
Yeah, it's pretty unfortunate. It would appear they plan to completely disregard the wishes of the other countries.
It would be wonderful for Osborne if he could get some backing from other countries, like the small bloc, but it seems as though everybody thinks that this is suspicious.
Oh, I wonder why that might be.
Now, if President Rocksmith of Calvard were assassinated and he called for this, it would probably look less bad. I mean, you can't just go about assassinating or nearly assassinating, like, rival heads of state. That's just gonna cause a war. But
and you should always be suspicious about that, especially because it looks so bad and would rally everyone against you.
But this is just, it just doesn't smell right, because wouldn't you know it? It's Osborne, the same guy who's been launching offensive wars for 15 years. Oh, there he is doing something. It's the sort of thing that makes you go, I'm not sure if I can believe this. Reichstag fire, etc., etc. Patrick Allen?
What are you doing here? Just everyone files in.
This mob of people. Wow, that's a lot of you. It's you guys.
I was worried for a moment there. From the look of it, you guys have been through a lot, huh?
Yeah, but what are you two doing at the Bracer Guild?
I knew Agate would be here, but... my father requested I stay in communication with the various factions. I had only just heard you lot were on your way here.
Me and the Marquis have been on pretty good terms since that incident. So I was trading info with Patrick when this guy showed up with a message.
Oh, was it from my dad? Or maybe it was something from Lieutenant Colonel Neidhart? You're both right, actually. The two of them sent me here together. The 4th Armored Division is currently on standby at the military base. Also, the Lieutenant Colonel has resigned as an instructor and returned to active duty.
Oh my. Well, that's to be expected, I suppose.
Yeah. Not a good sign.
The main campus students are pretty confused. Yes, and Prince Cedric is gone as well.
I wonder what Ada and Fritz are doing.
They're undoubtedly with Cedric. Well, if they're acting as a school.
But the most important thing is that the Bracer Guild branches are going to be shut down indefinitely again. Not just the 2 here in Heimdall, but every single one in Erebonia.
What was the point of opening them up in the first place? Was it to make it look less sudden?
Maybe?
Well, you can't say that I've been planning this whole thing. Look, I tried to open it back up. But, you know, it doesn't exactly ring true.
Yeah.
What?
That's... I knew it. Something was fishy from the start. Yeah, they're pulling the rug out from under us way earlier than I thought they would. So you were expecting this?
Then that means Toval and Sherazade are... Yeah, we were all pretty leery of things yesterday. But it's good we got a warning ahead of time, thanks to the warrant officer here.
Oh no, I'm just the messenger. Everyone, I'm sure things won't be easy from here on, but good luck. And don't worry, I won't tell anyone you slipped away from your field exercise duties.
Because you can't? Because you're hypnotized too?
What? The General and the Lieutenant Colonel told me to play dumb if anyone asked.
I see.
Sheesh, Dad. Oh, how thoughtful of them.
Well, no, it is. He's directly trying to inform people that technically he should not be working with.
Well then, I'll be excusing myself now.
We also did find out that the head of the Noble faction, Marquis Higharms, and the head of the Reformist faction, Governor Regnitz, are having an unofficial meeting. However, Regnitz doesn't really have all of the Reformists on his side, whereas Marquis Higharms kind of does have all the nobles on his side.
He's come quite a ways since our time together at school. I need to ensure I don't fall behind.
Well, a great way to find out would be if you just put yourself in our party, and we'll put you through the paces, and you'll be great.
Oh, that's right. You were in the fencing club together.
I'd say you've changed quite a bit from when you first started at Thor's yourself.
I'll thank you not to dig up the past like that. I was very immature at the time.
Oh, it's all water under the bridge, man. It's fine.
Even once this branch is closed, your work won't be hindered greatly. Father has said he will see to it you receive all the support you require.
Got it. I'll let you know what we need when the time comes, and thanks.
Try not to be too much of a bother.
Man, I can't believe that kid who shot the Emperor was from Himmel. We need to get a hold of those two in Liberl.
Estelle and Joshua. Those two are specifically prohibited from entering Erebonia.
Which is hilarious, but still.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this whole mess is especially relevant to Joshua. Damn it. Everything we were worried was gonna happen in the Empire is all going off at once. Honestly, I kinda want to get Tita back safe in Liberl. That's understandable.
However, I doubt she'd go along willingly. Yeah, she can be surprisingly stubborn at times, and I should know. Once she's made up her mind, there's no changing it.
Wonder who could have taught her to be like that, Estelle. Well, even if we ignore this issue, it's gonna affect Liberl sooner or later. Between Olivier, Sherazade, and all our other buddies back home, we'll do everything we possibly can. Thank you. It's really reassuring to have all of you on our side. Both you and Toval, thank you.
Oh, Schwarzer, how is General Le Guin faring?
Well, she's the principal of the school whose student caused this huge crisis. I can imagine what a normal person might do under those circumstances, but this is Aurelia Le Guin we're talking about, so I have no idea.
Far from a normal person. I suppose that shouldn't surprise me, given what I know about her.
Do you mean that she's the pinnacle of humanity, or something else?
Everyone knows that. What do you mean?
She was the supreme commander of the Noble Alliance. Unless something truly catastrophic happens, she won't take any careless action.
Yes, precisely what I was going to say. By the way, do you happen to know where Brigadier General Wallace has gotten off to? Oh yeah, I didn't see him at the party last night.
One wonders just how much organization of another Noble Alliance is going to be...
Like, in the works?
Well, it's the anti-Osborn army that Osborn's own actions have forced to be set up.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he's with
you have no idea? Understood, Patrick. You don't know where he is.
Ahem! Take care should you venture around the city. And Schwarzer, if possible, you should check up on Alisa.
Well, I'm not sure if I'll be able to meet up with him, but if you were to visit her for me, it might be okay if you...
Are you feeling well?
I twitch. It's fine, Patrick. You can talk to Alisa.
Yes?
Silently cheer her on from a generous distance, maybe hidden in some bushes.
At least let me say hello!
That's the closest he's gotten!
He danced with her at the party!
He's winning the war through sheer persistence. How many people can stand up to Reen like this, and he keeps doing it? Our hearts are with you, Patrick!
We're rooting for you, buddy!
In Dreikel's Plaza...
Damn, Calvin! How can they do such a thing?
Yeah, this is a declaration of war!
What is the military doing? Don't they need to make a show of force right away?
This is horrifying.
And all according to their plan. It won't be long before war, as things stand.
I know it's frustrating to watch, but we can't afford any distractions.
In Crossbell, after the Declaration of Independence, people were this riled up. I still think that what Dieter did, if he really were just Dieter Croyce of IBC Bank, which he's not, if he were, I still think that what he did was absolutely politically legitimate, much like I also think it's quite politically legitimate to be furious at the attempted assassination of your head of state. But in that case, and in this one, that wasn't what's true.
Yeah.
Now, regular people don't know that.
Mm-hmm.
It's normal for them to be all riled up, and I think it was even more legitimate in Crossbell for everyone to be so angry about how badly they were mistreated. But still, things are going too fast, too far, and there's the fact that fundamentally, this is utterly illegitimate.
Yeah.
And as soon as we entered Plaza Bifrost, a department store, we find our other Iron Blood. I'm sorry, I can't allow you to do this.
What? I have an appointment. Is there a problem?
That's...
You understand the situation, don't you? This isn't the time to be a stickler for the rules. Right now, Kleist needs power.
Something's happening over there. The evil Hugo Kleist. Let's see what's going on.
Well, if it isn't Class 7, old and new. Managed to sneak out, did you?
What are you doing here, Hugo?
Why, business, of course. I'm pitching people on a business collaboration with our company.
So the country comes into some particularly hard times. There's giant government crackdowns on everything, and with the National Mobilization Act, the government attempts to take much stronger and more direct economic control of all activity in Erebonia, and conveniently, Hugo Kleist uses this as a chance to expand his business and acquire some companies that might be running into the hard times due to the National Mobilization Act.
Oh, your understanding of business is very well formed.
What the heck? Also, you know, that National Mobilization Act, look, we don't see the text of the law, nor should we in a video game.
Why?
But they just had it ready in the wings.
Of course they did, Damon.
So immediately it was rolled out when this happened.
Oh, yeah.
That's not suspicious or anything, is it? But about the text of it, you know, It's possible that it could sunset at the end of the war or something. It's possible that it's not horrible. For instance, during World War II, many, or if not most, countries involved in the war had differing degrees of national mobilization.
Mm-hmm.
And they did end after the war. Is this one? And furthermore, when I said they ended after the war, well, maybe even that's a little more complicated. So, you gotta just look at everything with this extremely skeptical, disbelieving face. I ain't buying it, and I ain't buying anything you do, Hugo.
I ain't holding my breath either. We have our own exclusive distribution routes, and that allows us to deliver items that other stores could only dream of. Everyone has problems to deal with, you know? I want to choke on my own evil. I want to be there to help solve them. I see. Something seems off here. Has Hugo always been like this?
He's been possessed by the curse, become one of the Iron Bloods, and he's even probably one of the gnomes.
There's something I'd like to ask you, but it seems we're both short on time.
Can we talk sometime soon?
But of course. Green, Class 7s, new and old. I wish you good fortune.
I don't buy it. I demand a boss battle with Hugo Kleist.
Huh.
And in a cafe, here we have a professor. He's just been an NPC who's helping a Royal Academy student. The National Mobilization Law. I never imagined it would be instated. An associate professor that I mentored was worried about this. He feared Chancellor Osborne would establish a totalitarian state.
Because he's not stupid.
He became so obsessed with this thought, he ended up resorting to terrorism. I never imagined his fears would actually come true.
Isn't that Gideon?
Yes, it is.
Is he talking about...
Yeah. G of the Imperial Liberation Front. Gideon.
Are you serious?
We can't condone the terrorist acts he committed, but it's strange to think he predicted our current situation.
How interesting.
Much like the stuff that I had said about the Noble Alliance, their core complaint was true.
Mm-hmm.
They blew their credibility, acted terribly, everything that has to do with Albaran and Cayenne is awful, they were the bad guys and we needed to stop them. But have you noticed how we're working with essentially the Noble Alliance to do the Civil War again on their side, and it's like with the same people minus the evil jackwads? The fact of the matter is, Gideon's concerns
were valid.
Were true.
The professor looks a little blue. Is that new law thingy really that crazy? We're starting to live in scary times. I actually found this in the Academy's books to be disposed of section. I only understood about half of it. I'm kind of scared. Can you take it for me? Oh, no!
Marching toward dystopia. The book, harshly critical of the Chancellor, banned no less, that was written by Gideon. But it turns out it was all true.
Wow.
Huh. I can't help but notice two things about Gideon's book.
Yeah?
That this is actually my own position and has been since Cold Steel 2.
Uh-huh.
Just in general.
And what's the other thing?
It was published on my birthday. This author doesn't totally support the system of nobility, but after seeing the situation of politics, I can't help but agree with the nobles.
Right.
However, he points out quite correctly the four great houses increasing hostility to explicit tax reform. Again, it's not that I'm pro-noble.
It's your anti-Osborne.
And anti-statism, yes. In the museum...
It's all so sudden.
I wonder when we'll be able to reopen. Sorry, we're closed today and... Oh, it's an invasion!
It's Class 7. Is it okay for you guys to be in the city now?
No, but we are anyway.
They made a special exception for us. Don't worry about it. Look into my eyes.
Anyway, what's going on here? It seems a bit hectic in here, but that could just be because 16 or 14 people have invaded. Sorry for the mess. You see the museum's being closed indefinitely.
Why is that?
Due to martial law, no doubt.
The government decided that, given the condition His Majesty is in, government-funded institutions like ours would be closed down for the time being. We were notified this morning.
It does kind of make sense. Also, they're confiscating a few of our items. A crew came in to take that bell away just this morning.
Oh, good.
Just what we all always wanted. I am so glad to see that the Chekhov's bell that I have never let up on has paid off!
Is that okay?
No!
Who said that?
I suppose they didn't give you much choice. Something feels off about this. Anyway, sorry to bother you when you're so busy.
No, don't worry about it. We're just cleaning the place up right now. Oh, but while you're here, did something happen? It's just, I thought I heard some sounds coming from the basement earlier.
Better go look around and see if there's another one of those spiders. From looking at the notes in the notebook, Reen himself pointed out, it's weird that these devil-like monsters are appearing.
Yeah.
Billy's first reaction was, it's a fiend, but there were no higher elements.
Yeah.
So
well, that really just means that the area wasn't charged with spiritual energy.
I don't know. That's the only time anything like that has ever happened. Normally, anytime you see something like a fiend...
The area is charged with spiritual energy.
Well, it's like with cryptids, you know, it seems to emanate from them as well. This is what's unusual. Not parsing any specific definitions of this or that, because it's been consistent up until here. That's why this is an unusual situation, and we should go and see what we find down there. Dorothy, cut it out! I need to go down there later!
Sorry. It's not the Dark Dragon, but I do sense something strange down there. Might be a good idea to investigate in that case.
On we go. Whoa! Oh! What the hell is that?
Hiya! Is that...
A daunting foe. Let's test our might.
Is that the gate of Yog Sothoth? Are we about to confront the Elder Gods if it eats us?
Don't let it eat us.
Sit! Ha!
Watch out! This is a tough one!
What even is?
False Abaddon?
Higher elements are active! A fiend born from a space-time distortion, that's...
This one is specifically called a fiend.
The other one's just called a monster.
Right, and the higher elements are active here, and it's called a fiend. So.
Everything it consumes is pulled into its alternate dimension?
Yeah, we better get rid of this thing. I don't like getting sucked into a higher dimension.
Arcus activate!
So I'm gonna cast Shining.
Very well.
Ha! You attacked Kurt, you idiot!
I like how everyone's fast enough you don't need divine buff formation anymore.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Breakthrough! Sledgehammer! There!
Damon?
Here I go!
What is it about to do?
I don't know, and it can just cut it smooth the heck out.
I've never seen something like that.
Impede!
Woo! It's my turn.
Nope.
Nope. I don't want to know what it's gonna do.
Arcane Gale!
There, you go and stop.
It's my turn.
God, the thing's just creepy to look at.
Strike! Windblade formation!
We'll never know what it was going to do, thankfully.
Strike!
Smash!
Strike!
Pow!
Strike!
Pow!
Ha! Ha!
Ha!
Sit!
Okay, see ya.
This is the Blade of the Eight Leaves.
Okay, well, that's that. So there was a horrible monster from outside space and time in the basement. What?
I want to be in this discussion right here.
I see. Aeon and Ion.
Oh my god, are they finally about to address this plot point that was hinted at with one single line from an un-PC in Crossbell?
What is Roberts saying?
Roberts, being Tio's old chief, an Epstein Foundation employee, and the person who pointed this out to himself. He didn't tell anybody. But you, the player, knew.
He believes it's due to Ouroboros' 13 factories.
Right. That only makes sense.
Maybe they have infrastructure for stealing information from the Foundation, RF, Vern, and ZCF.
Professor Schmidt?
Tio? Oh, it's you. Hello. Looks like your undercover plan worked without a hitch.
How did you... Were you able to stop the communication distortions you were talking about this morning?
Yes, thanks to Professor Schmidt's assistance earlier. Randy told me about the situation. I'll be in Heimdall for a while, so let me know if I can help you.
I see, thank you.
Awesome! Now we've got Tio on board too! This is huge!
Hold on, though. Backing up a bit, you actually helped them out, Professor?
We haven't seen you in a while. What are you doing here? The government can't tell me where I can and can't go. I heard the Aeon girl from the Foundation was here, so I figured I should meet her for myself. I decided to help stop the communication distortion in order to pass the time.
I figured it was something like that.
He hasn't changed a bit.
Why do they give him so much special favor?
That's the genius treatment for you. Plus, he's known for refusing to help at all once he gets angry.
I suppose it's in the government's best interest to keep him happy, then.
Well, I suppose we should be thankful he's cooperating at all.
I think he's on our side.
Maybe? Heimdall doesn't have an orbital network, but you can still see plenty of things from the various agencies' communications. I will let you know if there are any developments, including any that have to do with Altina. Please be careful. Thank you.
You be careful too, Chief Tio. No, I want to know more! I want to know more! Well, I'm definitely going to turn in my Zemurian orb, which is undoubtedly what that's about.
I find it rather intriguing. Altina reminds me of the old me.
They're very, very similar, yes.
But where she was born without emotions, I ended up losing them.
Right.
Oh.
Are you talking about the circumstances surrounding Altina's birth?
She must have grown up in a situation that was not conducive to developing emotions, whereas mine were stunted by experiments.
Chief Tio?
My emotions are a bit on the light side too. Maybe because I was picked up on a battlefield.
I'd say you're rather full of emotion, actually.
Yeah, besides, you're always teasing people. Either way, people can change, one way or another.
To some degree. It's not impossible, but you can't change into someone you aren't. You can only change into a better version of you.
Yeah.
Tio, like Fee, is very good at the snark and the teasing, but she does appear emotionally flat. But she's not emotionally flat.
Right. Yeah, for better or worse. In that sense, William is sort of in the same boat. In my case, meeting so many people is what allowed me to develop emotions. Reen, please watch over Altina and Milliam, even though you can't get a hold of them right now.
I will. Thanks for the encouragement, Tio. You've got this.
That was nice. Onward to the cathedral.
Now that we've taken care of all the miscellaneous errands, we'll see who awaits us. Though I suspect it's Thomas and Rosine.
Yeah.
The Heimdall Cathedral.
It feels oddly quiet around here.
Let's go inside after we've finished any other business we have.
Oh, there's more here than I was expecting. Well, the Imperial Defense Force is blocking the way into St. Estraya. As for the embassy, this can't be a pleasant place. It looks like, as expected, the embassy's completely closed.
Well, they basically declared war with them after all. We have to accept that diplomatic relations have been severed completely. I wonder if the other officials still here will be deported as well. Oh, and that clerk!
With the family and the nice drawing. Just hopefully they just get deported and they're out of here.
Yeah! They've really done it. That means the government is serious.
However, you do normally, upon entering a state of war, you expel diplomats, not imprison them.
Yeah, exactly. And that means we have to be ready for anything. There's nothing left for us here. We need to go forth and find our way.
Right. We shall hurry after the scene in this hotel.
All right. Okay, Elise.
Sorry for asking you to do this.
I'd do anything for Reen's sister. Depending on what Alisa does, we may be family soon. Oh my god.
Grandfather!
Granddaughter! Oh, is that not a thing we're doing?
What the heck?
Just that they all swarm in.
Reen!
Oh, you're here. Welcome. This is quite a spectacle for the eyes.
Reen, Yusei, everyone, thank goodness you're all okay. I just heard about your situation from these two. I see.
You must have come here because you were worried about Instructor Reen.
I won't deny it, but I was also hoping to get a hold of the princess. That's certainly worth the worry, especially considering what happened yesterday.
Her father was, and right before her eyes, too. Not to mention that speech her younger brother gave today. Hey, Fee!
I talked to the two of them outside earlier.
I had the opportunity to meet Elise during the inspections in Crossbell. I had my people connect with the communication department at the Imperial Palace. They're not very security conscious, so it should work out.
They're not?
Maybe by her standards.
I suppose we did just finish with the communication system in Valflame Palace, so we know all the back doors.
It'll be hard to do so directly, but that should be a good way to get a hold of her. I'm about to contact them now. If things go well, you can talk to her.
Poor Alfin. With Arena's negotiations and Gwyn on the controls, a call was successfully, if not semi-illegally, made to Valflame Palace, and a meeting with Princess Alfin was set up.
I was surprised to hear that Gwyn and Chairman Arena were contacting me, but I never thought it would be Elise, along with Reen and the others.
Princess?
I'm glad I get to see her face.
His Majesty, how is he?
There haven't been any updates. He's still in critical condition. But this morning, the medical college brought in a famous doctor.
Yeah, it would be Dr. Oh, I can't remember her name. Well, it is who it is. I'll recognize the name immediately. I actually really liked her voice actor.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't have a portrait or anything, but she's in like one or two scenes. But she was like much more interestingly voiced than you would expect for what seems at first to be like a non-character. Is that
the doctor who treats Sharon?
Right.
The medical equipment is currently being delivered.
Why can't I remember her name?
They just came this morning on a Rhineford high-speed plane. He should be fine. I heard that doctor is really talented.
She is unpretentious. She is not too impressed with her own abilities. She's just very driven and very practical. She wasn't able to forgive herself for not being able to succeed. Everything will be okay, Princess. And considering Ash is one of my classmates, that isn't an easy thing for me to say.
Oh, that's true. I understand that something was off with Ash. My mother has calmly come to her own conclusions, so please don't worry about that. More importantly, I heard that Altina and Milliam are missing. And Cedric's speech.
Princess?
I've decided to leave here and return to the girls' school. What?
But why, Princess?
I was worried about my mother, but she told me to take care of whatever I needed to take care of. Now that Cedric's given his speech, I want to see how things are outside the palace.
That's very commendable of you, Princess.
It's probably best for you to see the situation for yourself.
Indeed, but please have someone escort you. Your safety is imperative.
Please don't worry. I'll have my finest guards accompany me. Elise, let's meet at the hotel. I should be there in an hour.
Very well. I shall be waiting. Please be careful, and thank you for understanding what Ash is going through. To show our thanks, let us take care of things. Ash's behavior, the Chancellor and Prince Cedric's speeches, and and the imminent war with Calvert. We'll find out who's pulling the strings behind Erebonia and get our peaceful world back.
Instructor.
The same goes for me, Princess.
The Inspectorate won't tolerate this either. And we will also find whatever it was that dragged your brother into this. You can count on us. Of course. Thank you, everyone.
Sayland! Dr. Sayland! That's it, I feel better. After that, the call was cut off so that Princess Alfin could make her own call. Everyone said their goodbyes to Alisa and the others before heading out.
Where's Schmidt? He hasn't come back since he left for the airport. Sheesh, I was hoping I could talk to him about Prince Oliver's consultation.
Is something going on? I heard you received some documents 2 days ago.
Yes, we've come up with a new idea. Oh well, he'll probably come back once he gets hungry like some kind of lost cat.
I don't think that's how the professor works. See? Sayland! Mother, what's up with Sharon?
She hasn't been back since she left this morning. What of it?
Alisa.
We're worried.
I know that, being an outsider, it's not my place to say this, but...
No, you're not an outsider. She did, after all, tell you about her past.
Huh? When she helped me in Crossbell, she told me to tell you if anything happened to her. That's...
So that's what they were talking about.
They did look really serious.
You must know why he knows about her past, but you don't. Do you not?
I understand. I'm still unreliable. To Sharon, I'm nothing more than a burden. But I've kept the 4th Development Division running this past year. I've launched projects that even you don't know about, Mother. You must know that they exist, but you don't know any of the details, do you?
That's...
Well, of course. After all, you made it RF's rule that every division be independent. So I, not as Irina Reinford's daughter, but as the chief of the 4th Development Division, Alisa Reinford, feel that I have been doing my job. Our positions might be different, but as equal employees, I'm not going to rely on you for this. I will discover the truth on my own. Not to mention, she isn't too far.
Honestly, you do realize that's some big talk for someone who only has a year of experience, right?
Yes, but Grandfather told me you were like this when you were younger, too. You met Father while your work had stalled.
What a loud mouth.
Alisa, are you sure about this? I can just tell you what Sharon told me. Thanks, but now's not the time. I'll find Sharon and I'll ask her myself.
Alisa.
That's the spirit.
Don't be given things. Take them for yourself. That's the Jaeger way.
Exactly!
Wow, she's so cool. Do as you please. You will see that this current situation is far more dire than you know. But see for yourself, with your very own eyes, and don't you dare look away.
Well said. That goes for all of us, including Alisa.
I like how they keep getting up to have the conversation and then sitting back down.
And they all sit down in the same places in the same way, too. Creepy!
Okay, now to the cathedral!
I like that. Everything is now done. Well, who knows if we'll even make it through the entire scene before we cruelly cut the episode, but here we go.
Well, if that doesn't say enough. No one's here?
How can this cathedral be completely empty?
So, you've arrived at last.
Right.
Naturally.
I'm expecting we're going to run into Thomas and Vita.
Same here, same here.
You're...
from the Lee's Chapel! Sister Rosine?
I had heard rumors, but...
Wait, so what Gaius and Emma were talking about?
I was somewhat expecting you to show up here. But your main objective is different, right?
Yes, it's good to see you all again. Please, come in. They're waiting for you just over there.
The question is it going to be anyone in addition to Thomas and Vita? I will be shocked if Vita's not here.
Right? Same here.
They've been playing up them attempting to kind of cooperate, sort of.
Ah, I'm glad you all finally made it.
Okay, that outfit is awesome.
The church has decided this issue now merits the attention of the Congregation for the Sacraments.
What took you so long? Well, a variety of things, I suppose.
As such, the Archbishop and all the staff here have been moved to another location.
Huh?
You're...
Ah, I get it now. That is an awesome outfit. What?
You're that former instructor from Thor's main campus?
Thomas?
Thank you for all your diligence, Rosine.
Is all we're here for to just react to people?
I'd feel much better if you were to stand watch over the front door now, just in case.
I like how Thomas is no longer wearing the...
goofy glasses?
Yeah.
Yes, understood. Leave it to me.
And they're openly wearing, or Rosine was openly wearing the Gralsritter medallion.
So's he. It's on his left hip.
Ah, there it is, yeah.
What was that all about?
Yeah, this was pretty shocking to us, too.
Let me introduce you. This man is a member of the Gralsritter, a division of the Septian Church. He's the second in command, in fact. Thomas Lysander.
Is he really the second in command? This has been a translation issue going back to SC.
Uh-huh.
He is the number 2 seat, but we don't know if the number 2 seat is the number 2 in command. Look at Ouroboros.
Yeah. Their anguishes are pretty even.
And same with enforcers. But Thomas does have the number 2 seat.
He holds the seat of Second Dominion and is sometimes known by his title, the Partitioner.
Gralsritter? They're an armed knight organization that is run by the church. Or perhaps the other way around. I'd heard that female terrorist S, Scarlet, was once among their ranks.
Wait a minute! Gaius, does this mean?
Well, duh!
Are you?
Now allow me to introduce you. This man is one of the Gralsritter's 12 Dominion, the successor to the 8th Dominion, Gaius Warzel.
Yay!
But why?
You've known him! How can you be surprised? He's always been extremely faithful and very attached to the church. And where are all the other Nords with arm tattoos?
Right?
Is this why we couldn't get a hold of you for the past 6 months?
Yeah, a lot happened all at once. After graduating from Thor's, I returned to Nord and began observing the struggle between Erebonia and Calvard. However, I began to feel something dark and sinister carried on the winds of the plateaus. I consulted my father and the chief, and eventually my old teacher, Father Barkhorn, came to visit. You might remember the name. He was the traveling priest we chased after during the Civil War.
He is intimidating!
He is another Dominion.
But it turns out, he was also the 8th Dominion of the Gralsritter, with the title the Roaring Lion.
That seems to fit.
He was an extremely skilled knight, who investigated the Salt Pale in Northumbria and trained Brigadier General Bardius.
Wow!
Jeez!
Barkhorn was the guy who taught Gaius when he was a kid, if I was interpreting that right.
Apparently, he was worried, and came to Nord to check up on me. He explained to me that what I had been sensing was called the Gale of Ruin. I'm not sure why I'm able to sense it. Maybe it's because I'm a descendant of those who fought alongside the Lionheart Emperor. I mentioned this to him and he came to a realization. But then it happened. A Calvardian ship that broke past the 7th Armored Division attacked my village.
Remember, things have gotten hotter between Erebonia and Calvard even way before this.
Yeah.
I do think that Calvard conducting espionage was pretty legitimate, like as retaliation, but attacking a village in Nord, Calvert has always been full of a steaming pile of equine excrement when it comes to Nord. Remember, Calvert and Erebonia also actually fought after Cold Steel 2 over Crossbell.
Yeah.
Just because what Erebonia is doing now is wrong, and I do think that Calvert retaliating in the way that they did, like it was espionage, was legitimate.
Doesn't mean that Calvert is all sunshine and rainbows.
It doesn't mean that there's good guys here.
Yeah.
They're not as bad, but I mean, they seem to be kind of stinky.
My father was away at the time. I fought back in an attempt to protect my family, but it was no use.
What?
Right as I prepared myself for death, my teacher threw his huge body in the way to protect me. And as he lay there dying, he passed his stigma onto me.
Huh.
Or maybe it was just a tattoo.
Nobody else had the arm tattoo.
Well...
And there were even the times when the camera in Cold Steel 1 would zoom in on his tattoo. Well, okay. In any case, although the method may have been slightly not quite correct, the end result was 100% correct.
Yeah.
Across the nearly 1,000-year history of the Grolsritter, its highest-ranking members have each borne one of 12 sacred markings. This was one of those markings.
Roaring Lion. I've heard that name many times. He saved many people who were affected by the disaster in Northumbria.
Yes, among the current Dominion members, he was the most veteran. And after the stigma was passed to Gaius, I took him to the holy city of Arteria, where he received knight training, hence his half-year of silence. I see.
If that's what was happening, you should have told us.
Yeah, we could have helped you.
It's okay. Everything happened so quickly. I did everything I had to do and finished my knight training. Last month, Eustace was finally able to reach me. The power that I've received from my master, with it, I will save the Empire, my second home, as a member of Class 7. Ah!
Gaius.
Sheesh.
You've always been so grand and reliable. Thank you, Gaius. Please lend us your strength. I still can't help feel like this reveal was kind of anticlimactic given how much has been teased out over so long, but so it goes.
Yes, I will give you my all. Seeing someone like him puts us under even more pressure.
The gap isn't just in age or experience.
This group certainly has become awfully formidable. Not really.
We're still training just as much as you guys.
I have a ways to go before I reach the heights of my predecessors. And speaking of which...
Grandmother! Stop hiding! Come out already!
Well, I said I'd be surprised if Vita wasn't here, and I guess I'm surprised that Vita isn't here.
Right?
You're the one who called us here in the first place, aren't you?
I only hid myself so as not to interrupt your discussion.
You're Emma's grandmother. The elder of the witches. Roselia, was it?
Indeed. But you may simply call me Rose. I had you all gather here for one reason. To explain to you the background between the Hexen clan and the church.
This is a relationship that has existed for some time. I would absolutely love to hear it.
I see. So that's how it is. But aren't the witches opposed to the church?
It's not as though we don't believe in Adios. There have been some differences in opinion over the years, but we and the church have worked together on a number of occasions.
For example, during the War of the Lions, or the vampire incident in the Middle Ages. Not to mention the fight against the Dark Dragon 800 years ago.
Even if they argue, it's not like they're enemies.
Yeah.
But all that was just Rose sticking her nose into other people's business.
Huh? Wait, so you were involved in all that in the past?
Legend has it Emperor Dreikel's camp was once visited by a good witch.
We have good witches. We know good witches. Isn't that right, Emma and Celine?
And the novel Red Moon Rose features a vampire hunter affiliated with the church who was, in truth, the true ancestor of the vampires. The woman you now see before you was both of these people, even if she looks a bit different.
How old are you exactly?
800 or so. However, you should know that my situation is somewhat unique. All other witches are normal humans. Except, of course, for the fact that they are all descendants of those who once guarded the Septarian of Fire.
The Blaze. Okay. Septarian of Fire? It's the same as the Aureole of Liberl and the Great Tree of Crossbell, which is not the Great Tree, is something, god dang it, anyway. The Septarians, the 7 gifts bestowed on humanity by Adios.
It's said that they were all lost during the Great Collapse 1,200 years ago. They're the things Ouroboros has been trying to get their hands on all this time.
It seemed pretty obvious that that was the case after the first, well, after SC.
Right. Yeah. Now for the main topic.
Yeah, okay, we're done. There's no way that we were gonna get through this scene.
Uh-huh. And this seems like a good enough stopping point, as any.
Since we're about to get to, you guys are about to go do this, so we may as well have the you guys are about to go do this, and then we go do it in the same episode. That is a good excuse, isn't it?
I agree.